This is the only video you need to watch to lose weight. There are so many videos out there claiming to help you lose weight. There are courses, apps, nutritionists, and people selling you customized meal plans, but really you only need to know one thing. People always complicate things so they can earn money off of you, but let me simplify it for you in this short video. To lose weight, the most important thing is your diet. You must be intaking a lower amount of calories in comparison to the amount you expend. This is called a calorie deficit, and being at a caloric deficit is the main driver of weight loss. This is it. There is no special trick, no special foods, no required diet, just a lower amount of calories taken in per day in comparison to calories spent. A no-carb diet, intermittent fasting, veganism, the newest health product, or a quote-unquote superfood will not lead to weight loss if you intake more calories than you spent. Notice how I didn't speak about exercising. A common misconception is you need to exercise more to lose weight, whether that be walking, running, or going to the gym. Don't get me wrong, all those help and there are so many health benefits to exercising, but unless you get to a point where you burn more calories per day than you are taking in, exercise will not help much in terms of losing weight. Putting it into perspective, on average a 5-kilometer run burns about 300 to 400 calories and a normal gym session burns anywhere from 200 to 600 calories. A Starbucks Frappuccino or a donut already erases all the effort into burning those calories. Think about how much quicker and easier it is to drink or eat an extra couple hundred calories than it is to burn them. Maybe you are not into a Frappuccino or donuts, but once in a while, or maybe more than once in a while, you have a bigger lunch or a snack before dinner. Some alcohol with your meal. Think about how many quote-unquote extra calories were consumed. Now think about how much exercising, both in terms of time and effort, it would require in order to burn those calories off. As a result, it is much more achievable to lowering your calorie intake per day than it is trying to burn off the excess calories. Now you might be asking, how can I lower my calorie intake compared to the calories I expend if I don't know how many calories I need per day? No worries, I will explain the 3 tools you will need. The first tool is accessing a calorie calculator, which you can find online. I have attached a link to the one I use in the description below. Fill it out and it will give you a good estimate of how many calories you need per day. The second tool is a food scale, which you can buy at Walmart, Target, or anywhere that sells baking stuff. The third tool is accessing the website or app called Fat Secret. The link to the website is in the description below, and the app you can download for free in the App or Play Store. The calorie calculator tells you around how many calories you need to maintain your current weight, and how many calories you can eat per day and still achieve weight loss. They get this number based on your age, gender, height, weight, and depending on how much physical activity you do per week. Is this calculator perfect? No, but it's a start. It gives you a good idea of around how many calories you can eat per day and still achieve your goals. Using my information as an example, I need 2,628 calories to maintain my current weight. If I eat less than that per day, I will lose weight. As you can probably guess, mild weight loss takes longer for you to achieve your goals compared to extreme weight loss, but losing weight very quickly can impact your mood and how you feel. I would start off slow with the mild weight loss option and then go from there. A food scale is a critical tool in your weight loss journey, so you know how much food you are eating. You cannot estimate or quote-unquote eyeball it. You have to scale it to know exactly how much food is on your plate. In order to eat less calories than you need, it is vital to know how many calories are in each of your meals, and you have to know what is in your food. It is key when trying to lose weight to log and track everything. This includes sauces, oils, or literally everything that has calories. A salad can seem healthy, but if it is covered in dressing, bacon, and cheese, it could still be filled with calories. Do not forget about your drinks. If you drink coffee and put cream and sugar, make sure the amount of cream and sugar is scaled. Essentially, all the calories consumed per day must be taken into account, or you risk overeating and not hitting your weight loss goals. Here is an example of me scaling my food. I wanted to make some stew beef to go along with some rice for lunch. First, I scaled my butter since I am going to use it to cook my beef. I put the container of butter on my scale and hit enter to it brings the weighting back to 0. Once I start scraping some butter off, the scale turns negative since the weight is now lowered. As you can see, it goes down to a negative 6 grams on the scale, so I know I took 6 grams of butter out of the container. Next, I scaled my rice. I put the plate on the scale, hit tare on the scale to bring the weight back to 0. In this meal, I am looking for 240 grams of rice for my meal, so I measured it for exactly 240 grams. Lastly, after cooking my beef, I put my plate back on the scale to see how many grams of beef I am having with this meal. In your weight loss journey, it is highly recommended that most if not all of your meals are made at home, so you know exactly what is in it and everything is in your control. If you order food from a restaurant, it is difficult to know how much food is on your plate. This makes it difficult for you to track how many calories you are eating, whereas if it's cooked at home, everything can be calculated and scaled. The third tool is the Fat Secret app or website. Fat Secret tells you how many calories, fats, carbs, and protein is in the amount of food on the scale. Again, is this website or app perfect? No, but it's a good start to know how many calories are in each meal. Scale everything on your plate one at a time, like the example in this video, to know how many calories are in your food. After scaling everything, add them all together to see how many calories are in your meal. In my stew beef and rice meal, I scaled how much butter I used to cook the beef, the amount of rice I am eating, and the amount of cooked beef on my plate. I logged it into the Fat Secret app. Once logged, the app tells you how many calories, carbs, fats, and protein is in the butter, rice, and beef. Then I add the calories of everything in my meal to know how many calories I consumed in that meal and how many more calories I can eat that day. In this example, the butter was 43 calories, the beef was 385 calories, and the rice was 408 calories. This leads to my meal being 836 calories altogether. Given that this meal is 836 calories and my maintenance calorie level is 2628, which I got from the calorie calculator earlier, if I eat 1792 calories or less for the rest of the day, I will be at a caloric deficit, and if I stay at a caloric deficit for a long enough time, it will lead to weight loss. In the beginning of your weight loss journey, you might feel hungry all the time. A good trick is to add lots of fiber and lean protein in your diet. Fiber includes fruits and vegetables, and lean proteins include chicken, white fish, and shrimp. These foods will make you feel full and satiated. For fruits and vegetables, aim to have some in each meal. Not only is it healthy, it keeps you full for longer. For lean protein, aim to have 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per body weight per day and split that between the amount of times you eat. Therefore, if you are 150 pounds, you should be eating anywhere from 105 grams to 150 grams of protein per day. Most people eat 3 meals per day, so using this example, each meal should have about 35 to 50 grams of protein. Higher protein meals that are also high in fiber keep you fuller for longer, making your weight loss journey as enjoyable as possible. This is it. This is all the information you need to lose weight. To recap, you need to make sure the amount of calories you consume is less than what you need per day. To do this, you have to scale your food so you know exactly how many calories are in your meals. Do not forget to include the oils, sauces, and snacks as part of your calorie intake. This is where most people go wrong. They do not calculate everything and end up eating a lot more calories than they thought they were. If you can eat less calories than you need per day and do it consistently day after day, month after month, it is impossible for you not to lose weight. Are there more details that would help you lose weight that was not mentioned in this video? For sure, but the difference between weight loss and weight gain is the amount of calories consumed versus the amount of calories expended. Everything else revolves around that. There is no trick, formula, diet, or food that can get around the fact that you just need to eat less calories than your maintenance level. Thank you for watching the video and hope to see you next time.